everybody, so lovely to see you all. Today we're going to be making a cheese and tomato quiche. I used a heart dish and you can see I've had a little bit of a nightmare getting it out, but it's still going to taste gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to make the pastry first, then we're going to move on to the filling. Make sure you wash your hands before you start, and you need cold hands to make pastry. We are going to be using the oven today, so make sure you get an adult to help, okay? Now we're going to make the short crust pastry. So in my bowl I've got 200 grams of plain flour, and I've already put a little bit of salt and pepper into flavour. If you want you can add mustard, it's entirely up to you, but I haven't. Next thing I'm going to do is put 100 grams of butter into here. Now I've kept this out of the fridge so it's nice and soft. I'm actually using Flora, but you can use butter, you can all sorts of things. And now we're going to actually combine the butter with the flour, and you're going to use your fingertips. You need to make sure that you're rubbing it through your fingers, which will get you fine breadcrumbs. You must have washed your hands before you started. Flour and butter looks like breadcrumbs. You're going to add in 2 tablespoons of water. Now I can't find a tablespoon, so I'm just using this full one. So I'm going to put a little bit more in. They say to do good pastry, it needs to be cold. Combine it with the spoon to begin with, and then when it's starting to bind, you can actually get your hand in and join it all together. Pastry is all combined into a ball. You're going to put it in some cling film and put it into the fridge for 30 minutes to cool. Out of the fridge and it's nice and chilled, you can actually start rolling it out. Put some flour on the bottom and some on the top, and then gradually with your rolling pin, roll. Keep turning it so you get an even roll on your pastry. Out to the size of your dish. I'm actually going to use this heart dish, which is a little bit unforgivable, but if you've got one of the pie dishes that actually has a removable bottom, it will make life easier. So take your pastry, roll it onto your rolling pin so it's all nice, and then lay it over your case. Once it's like that, gradually push it down. Let the pastry do the work. You don't really want to break it. Get the pastry to dab into your corners, which makes it nice and tight. Now if I was using a round dish I'd probably trim the edges, but as it's this heart one I'm going to leave it on during cooking. You then prick the bottom because you don't want a soggy bottom, and you're then going to place it back into the fridge for 30 minutes to chill. Once it's chilled from the fridge, you're then going to put a little bit of greased paper in it and put the baking beans in. If you don't have baking beans, you can use slice, it's just as handy. Make sure you get it into all the little corners, and this is going to weigh the pastry down as it goes into the oven. You're going to put this on about 200 or gas mark 6 for 15 to 20 minutes. Pastry base is cooking, then you can prepare the filling for your actual quiche. Now you can put anything in that you want, but I've decided to do a cheese and tomato. So first of all, you're going to break 5 eggs. Pour your eggs in, you're just going to whisk them up. And you're going to add your ingredients. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in. You can also put mustard in at this point if you like. I'm going to add in my cherry tomatoes. You can put this in the base or you can add them in. I like to add them in. 250 grams of cheddar cheese. Seems quite a lot, but pop that in. Mix it in and add 100 millilitres of milk. I actually had some mozzarella that I was making pizza with the other day, so I'm actually going to pop that in as well. Give it a good stir. Place it in the fridge, ready to put into your flan case when you're ready. Even. And this is going to go back into the oven for about 40 minutes. I've got some little chives here, I'm just going to sprinkle. It's come out of the oven. Bit of a nightmare getting it out of the pan, but it doesn't matter, it's going to taste lovely. So that's why I would suggest using a loose bottom pan. So there is your cheese and tomato quiche. And I've just put some chive flowers on top as well. Next week we're going to be making chocolate cake, which hopefully won't crack. I look forward to seeing you then.